Mic check. All right, awesome. Hi, everyone. I'm James, the co-founder and CEO of Jambo, the largest mobile on-chain network, starting with the Jambo phone. Now, hold on. First of all, I know it's 4 p.m. right now. Everyone's tired. This is the fourth presentation. They said I got 8 minutes. I only need 6. Just bear with me. I'll explain to you how to onboard the next billion users in crypto. So, first of all, before we begin, can I get a raise of hands? How many people here grew up in Latin America, Africa, or Southeast Asia, like an emerging market? Raise of hands. All right. So 5 people will understand when I say, I'm ethnically Chinese, but I grew up in a country called Congo in Central Africa. My family's 3 generations there. And when you grow up in an emerging market, like I just listed, you run into problems like cross-border payments, remittances, bank India banked, where literally 40% of the population is banked. And reasons like this is due to high transaction costs, hyperinflation, and a lack of banking infrastructure. You might only get access to some neobanks. But when you put all these issues together in emerging markets, you look at Venezuela, you look at Congo, Turkey, you realize everything begins and ends with one thing: mobile infrastructure. Because these areas have completely skipped the PC stage. So at Jambo, what we are doing today is essentially we created a $99 smartphone pre-installed with Web3 applications that solve the chokehold of crypto of accessibility and onboarding, where users can come in, spend their time, and we call it the phone that pays you, because honestly, you can earn tokens, and we provide you with on-ramp and off-ramps in over 100 countries in the world today. So, Jambo started 2021. The first 2 years, I'm not gonna lie, one of the hardest things you look at any deepened sector project that deals with manufacturing, and if you're hardware, is supply chain and manufacturing. You look at any project out there today that has any hardware devices, it is very difficult to lower your cost of your product so that users can actually, in a cost-effective unit basis, use your products and provide that compute power and nodes into an ecosystem that makes sense. So honestly, I'm very proud to announce today, standing up here, we've sold since 2024, exactly 1 year ago, about 850,000 phones to over 120 countries, which is very important, the markets that we're distributing to. Over 1 million Jambo app downloads on the Google Play Store. So if you're an Android, please check it out. It's your multi-chain wallet that supports 13 chains and your questing platform. And we've created over 10 million wallets. Now, the Jambo Phone 2, we announced at Solana Breakpoint in September. 12 gigabytes of RAM, 6.75-inch display, 128 gigs of storage. It's essentially the most powerful $99 smartphone you can find in the world today. A lot of people, you might be standing here and asking me right now, James, what does a Web3 smartphone even mean? At the basis, it's Android based. It comes with full Android capabilities, iPhone 11 storage and RAM. But at the end of the day, users in these emerging markets, right now largest markets, say Brazil, Latin America, users can now come in, spend time, and be access to the open financial ecosystem. I'll put it this way. I grew up in Africa, right? Africa is 54 countries, 1.4 billion people. 40% of the continent is unbanked. So literally you might say, okay, I'm gonna airdrop a non-custodial digital wallet to the entire continent. Congrats, you just banked the entire continent. The issue is people still have no access to the global financial ecosystem because they don't have credit. Literally, your phone number in Africa is your ENS domain. It is how you get access to your profile. There is no WeChat, there's no Tencent, there's no Alibaba, there's no Venmo. You're not gonna pay your supplier manufacturing in a different country. You're not gonna send your friend money in different rails. It is very difficult, and all of this is due to the inherent issues of hyperinflation, low banking costs, and high transaction fees. So with Jambo today, you are essentially able to access and bridge through all of these legacy ecosystem and bookkeepers through Web3 rails. Now I'll make something very clear on this stage. It's not like Jambo is going into these areas and saying, hey guys, look, let me tell you about cryptocurrency, Web3, Solana, Bitcoin, etc. Nah, they're already using it. The average population of the regions that we're dealing with, less than 25 years old. One of the youngest demographics there is. Now, if you look at these demographics, what are they more susceptible to? Higher risk and accepting digital payment methods. In Africa and Kenya, M-Pesa amazing. Strictly in Kenya. In Brazil, PIX, digital payment methods, QR codes, just like how we would use crypto payment rails. Amazing. But at the end of the day, they're very fractionalized, segregated, and only within one country or government. And maybe as y'all are on crypto Twitter, you can see with Argentina, with some other Latin American countries, even if you want to implement something super amazing, you might work with some bad actors and not be able to do so. So, Jambo, what we are super proud is we come into these regions and we're essentially building a credit profile for these users. Where right now, out of, let's say, the 1 million phones, 850K plus phones sold, we have a very active user base of over 300K users, wallet addresses. Now, what does that mean? Number one, they spend over 5 hours DAU on our phone. How much time do you spend on your phone? Over 5 hours, it's essentially your primary phone. Number two, you're using this phone and earning money. This might be your main method of providing or etc. So we call it the phone that pays you. So the Jambo app, you come into the Jambo phone, there's 20 applications. Only one of the 20 is your Jambo app. It's your 13-chain, multi-chain wallet. It's your questing platform. It tells you exactly what to do in other applications, which are all pre-selected, curated Web3 partners. I see some in the space here. Appreciate your support. And you will be able to earn their tokens. But even if you give Bitcoin to someone in Venezuela, they don't care. What are they going to do with Solana or Bitcoin? They're not going to go on chain and airdrop farm. They're not going to provide liquidity to rails. They might use Sonic SBM, you know about that. But at the end of the day, they need their local currency, right? So that is what Jambo is here to provide, these rails. Now, I want to take a moment here and just thank a lot of our partners. If you want to own the entire sector in crypto, all the more power to you. It's an amazing strategy. At the end of the day, though, we want to work with the most competent at each of their sectors. You go into gaming, we have Matrix Fire pre-installed, listed, fully liquid tokens. Fire, you get to level 5, Web3 FTX game, you earn their tokens. You want to transact in wallets, we provide you a wallet infrastructure, and you can spend time transactions and you earn those tokens. So at the end of the day, all of our payment rails, all of our on-ramp off-ramps is through SPL technology. So I couldn't thank the Solana ecosystem enough to have us over here. Now, if you look at the Jambo phone, light blue, $99 US. Stay tuned. I got my colleague in the back. We might have a raffle in the future. Today, you can earn a Jambo phone yourself. And the last point I want to touch on, because I think I'm getting close to 8 minutes, I needed more than 6, is Jambo today is the largest DePIN infrastructure foundational layer. We have over 800,000 compute nodes with over 40 million gigawatts of capable storage. And this is something you can tap in. We essentially solve the moat of supply chain and manufacturing, where supply chain is in the east, but most of the go-to-market is in the west. And no one uses hardware as a go-to-market for a very specific reason. Software scales, right? VCs invest in software. No one invests in hardware because manufacturing is just that hard. So very proud of our team, 24/7 sleeping at factories, solving the issue of supply chain manufacturing, work with 3 factories, over 1 million orders. So super proud to announce here today some of our future pipelines. Some of the logos here, y'all might already be familiar with, from meme coins to some of the most largest onboarding portals like Phantom. But please stay tuned. And if I'm gonna leave here with just one thing for everyone to know, Jambo is launching its own satellite in 2025. What does this mean? Currently, we are hardware resistant. We're over 800,000 devices, hardware we pre-install. We disrupted the duopoly of Google and Apple. We can pre-install apps and we're the closest touch point to the end consumer. But launching the satellite gives us connectivity essentially to all of our devices 24/7, adding all this compute power into one large database. Thank you very much. I think I'm up on time. They're going to kill. Appreciate that.